What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another review roundup. Today we're taking a look at Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and I am reacting to what is going on with these reviews. And this is crazy because Super Mario Bros. Wonder so far has even exceeded my own expectations. Now, at first I was like, okay, it's going to be in the high 80s. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe it's going to be about 90, but no, not the high 80s, not 90. It is at a 94 average as of the time that I am recording this reaction, this review roundup for you guys. So that is definitely a lot higher than I thought. Now, in these review reactions and roundups, I'll take all of the high scores, the mid scores, and the lowest scores and find some common threads to see exactly what this game is about and if you should go out there and pick up the game. Now, obviously a 94 average right now, that's clearly a game of the year contender, a massive title, and I would probably say this is higher. This is unexpected. People did not expect this game to be this high. Now, I know I saw some people saying 92, 93, but a 94 average so far. Now, there's one thing to know here, guys, depending on when you're watching this score could go up, this score could go down. So keep that in mind as more reviews come in. But once again, this is massive to see a 2D Mario game review this high. But once again, I was saying this back when I first played the game at Nintendo Live in Seattle a bit ago, that this will be the best review. This will be the best 2D Mario game since the Super Nintendo days, when it brought back that excitement, the thrilling feel of playing 2D Mario once again, because it really was that good as I played the game. So it definitely seems like that is reciprocated in the reviews that we're gonna go over. Now, starting off with a 10 out of 10 from CG Magazine, and they said this: Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a complete reinvention of everything that makes the franchise great and the best 2D Mario game ever made. Goodness gracious, best 2D Mario game ever made? Wow, that is high praise. Next up is from God is a Geek. They gave it a 10 out of 10 and had this to say: Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a delight of a game worthy of anyone's time and money. The creativity on show here is astonishing and it'll have you smiling from start to finish. From animation to the audio to the new items and ideas, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a masterclass from the very best in the business and proves there is a lot more life in a 2D platform game than anyone thought. Fantastic. Next up is from Gamers Hub, 10 out of 10, and says Super Mario Bros. Wonder is pure joy through and through, from its expressive aesthetic to its whimsical stage design. It delights you at virtually every step. Next up, 10 out of 10 from Metro Game Central, a fantastic 2D platformer that immediately takes its place amongst the pantheon of Nintendo's very best titles. With such a constant stream of new and surreal ideas, you want to stand up and applaud it by the end of it. Next up, 10 out of 10 from Nintenderos. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the best platform game we have ever played. It's packed with the most ingenious ideas, colorful and unique levels, and incredible secrets. Being one of the best looking games on Nintendo Switch, it's a must play for any gamer. Next up, 10 out of 10 from Player 2. Feeling both familiar and fresh, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is exactly what was needed for the 2D Mario sub-genre. Next up, 10 out of 10 from Pocket Lint. Wonder is a beautiful thing, a game that totally and confidently carries off its new ideas while remaining immediately and clearly faithful to its heritage. It's a must play for Mario fans and Switch owners. Next review up from Press Star Australia, 10 out of 10. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is just that, a wonder. It leverages tight and concise platforming with a robust set of power-ups and skills to offer a degree of flexibility to players like never before. While it's still slightly easier than I'd like, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is an incredibly engaging Mario game and one of the best platformers available on the Switch. if not ever. So unfortunate that it's not quite as difficult as maybe some would like, but at the same time, still a 10 out of 10, which is wow, which tells me that there's probably secrets on harder levels later down the line. It just wasn't balanced maybe enough for this person's liking throughout the game. Now, next up is from Shaq News. They gave the game a 10 out of 10 and said, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a delightful surprise in what has been an amazing year for Nintendo's iconic mascot. The game offers the right amount of challenges while remaining accessible to a wide cross-section of players. It can be enjoyed as a single player and also as something to be broken out in a party atmosphere. At its core, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a fun and fantastic escape from reality that will leave players smiling for years to come. Goodness gracious. So you see, this person is like, okay, no, the difficulty is just right. Everything is fine there. So very interesting dynamic with it. I think it's going to vary from person to person. All right, Books is up next with a 10 out of 10, and they said Super Mario Bros. Wonder will surprise you at every turn and is one of the best 2D Mario games alongside Super Mario World and Super Mario Bros. 3 in its visual refresh, the exciting new ideas, and the polish we've needed for a while. If only there were an adjective to describe it in one word. 10 out of 10 from We Got This Covered. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is an absolute masterpiece, offering up some of the most inventive, charming, and creative platforming action the genre has ever seen. It might have taken 3 decades, but Super Mario World has finally been dethroned. Wow, that is huge. Super Mario World being dethroned here. I mean, people are really sharing the praise of this game, putting it up there, or even above games like Super Mario World and Super Mario Bros. 3. Those are considered the pinnacle, the top of 2D Mario platforming greatness, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder is being put up into that echelon, and not even up at that echelon, but above that. That is just wild to me, and that's awesome that this game is even getting that far with the reviewers. Next up, a 10 out of 10 from VGC, a site that we covered quite a bit on these. They said this: inventive and full of heart with a tight design and striking presentation, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is undoubtedly the plumber's most memorable 2D outing since the 1990s, which I've been saying a lot myself on this channel. Next up, we're going to get into some of the 9 scores. This is a 9.5 from WCCF Tech, and they have this to say: Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the plumber's best platformer this generation. We haven't been able to say that of a 2D Mario for a long time, but this game measures up to the best and most beloved side-scrollers Nintendo has ever made, delivering joyously creative level design and rock-solid platforming in a gorgeous wrapper. Get ready to kick it old school because 2D Mario was back on top of the flagpole. Let's freaking go. Next up is from GamePro Germany, and they gave it a 9.2 out of 10 and have this to say: a triumphant 2D jump and run full of ideas and surprises that no one with a Nintendo Switch should miss. Next up from Nintenduo, 9.2 out of 10, and said, although the power-ups and bosses may not be the best part of Super Mario Bros. Game, the desire to constantly surprise the player and an excellent and smooth gameplay system make it one of the best 2D platformers in history. Wow, another one saying one of the best 2D platformers in history, and they gave it a 9.2, so that's pretty awesome. Now, next up is from Checkpoint Gaming. They gave the game a 9 out of 10 and had this to say: Super Mario Bros. Wonder is yet another magnificent showing from Nintendo. To take the concept that's so well understood but still find new ways to impress is no easy feat, yet Mario Wonder excels in this field thanks to incredibly dynamic gameplay headlined by the imaginative amazement of the Wonder Flower. It's hard not to fall in love with this new release, a game that's packed to the brim with charm and zest. Oh man, bust out the thesaurus there, zest. All right, next up is a 9 out of 10 from Destructoid, and they keep it short and sweet. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the first game in literal decades to live up to the plumber's legendary 2D platforming legacy. I agree. Next up, 9 out of 10 from Nintendo Life, and they said this: Super Mario Bros. Wonder is quite simply the best 2D Mario game since Super Mario World. This is the slickest, sharpest, and smartest that two-dimensional Mario has felt since 1991, and its wonder flowers, badges, and online aspects. It serves up an endlessly inventive and impressive platforming adventure that we've been utterly hooked on, with local co-op and online fun adding to the replayability factor and 100% perfect performance in both docked and handheld modes. This feels like 2D Mario with its mojo back, and one of the very best platformers we've played in quite some time. So it's pretty much been universal praise when it comes to how the game runs, how it looks, how it plays, how everything is going, and that's exactly what you want to hear, especially since some games have had some issues on the Nintendo Switch, even from Nintendo's first party. So this is definitely good to see. Now let's keep it going because the 9s keep flowing. Next up, Screen Rant. They gave it a 9 out of 10 and said Super Mario Bros. Wonder could be Mario's most magical adventure, offering up an enchanting experience that shines among the best of the side-scrolling Mario games. Now, there's a lot of 9s, guys, and that's awesome. Let's get into some of the lower scores here. And honestly, the lowest score is an 8 out of 10. So that's how good the scores are so far. The lowest is an 8 out of 10. So that's how you know your game is doing really well, at least so far. So let's get into some of these 8s. This one is from XGN, and they have this to say. Super Mario Bros. Wonder has its shortcomings. A traditional live system has no reason to exist in 2023, and the game's difficulty seems less balanced in optional content versus the main adventure, but the core of the game is a delight. The foundations of Mario are rock solid as ever, while the new Wonder Flower and its many surprising effects keep the game from getting stale. And perhaps the best co-op Mario has ever had, you're left with a wonderful new entry in the Super Mario Bros. Series. So interesting when it comes down to this, but they say a traditional live system has no reason to exist in 2023. So do they actually mean that they don't like the fact that you just get lives normally, that it's like they want it to be all autosaves and nothing like that? So I guess they were getting bodied. Maybe it was too difficult for them because they had to go back when it comes to the live. So they're saying the traditional live systems, they don't like that. So I definitely disagree with that take. I was gonna leave it alone, but then I looked at it again. I'm like, wait a minute, normal lives, like a traditional live systems? No, traditional live systems can definitely exist in 2023. So I definitely disagree with that, but it's all good. Everything else is fine in terms of what they had to say. Next up is from Digital Trends. They gave it an 8 out of 10, and they had this to say. With a wealth of unpredictable levels, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the series' best 2D entry since the SNES days. It's still the same familiar platformer, but one that's been given a new lease on life thanks to a fantastic new art style, delightful absurd transformations, and flexible difficulty. It's the closest I've gotten to recapturing those magic moments with the original platformers, even if there's still room for Mario to grow into his new overalls. All right. Next up, 8 out of 10 from Dexterdo, and they said, while Super Mario Bros. Wonder doesn't revolutionize Nintendo's beloved series, the charming 2D platformer successfully plays homage to its roots, paving the way forward with its unique twists that keep the gameplay feeling fresh. Mario Bros. Wonder may not take the crown from Super Mario Bros. 3 or Odyssey, but the latest outing encapsulates the very essence of what 2D Mario games should be. It's silly, wacky, and most importantly, great fun. The fact that Nintendo can still deliver a great 2D Mario game 42 years after the first title hit our screens back in 1981 really is a wonder in itself. All right. And last but definitely not least, Sector.sk, whatever that is, and they say Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a very good 2D platformer, full of little innovations, but doesn't feel like a major revolution. It plays very similarly to Super Mario Bros. 2, and that's a game that's already 35 years old. So I'll be honest here, I have no idea what the hell Sector.sk is talking about. This game definitely does not play like Super Mario Bros. 2, and I'm guessing he's saying Super Mario Bros. 2 like the Doki Doki Panic, Super Mario Bros. 2 USA, and I've played the game and it definitely doesn't play like that game at all. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. But hey, it's their opinion, so that's that. But no, the game doesn't play like Super Mario Bros. 2. But hey, whatever. So that is the review roundup, guys, and I am shocked and also very excited that this game is scoring this high. This is something that you absolutely want to see, and seeing 2D Mario come back into the forefront like this, explode onto these great reviews, is awesome. Like many of the reviewers said, this is the best since we've gotten since the 90s. We've been in a lull. The new Super Mario Bros. Dark Ages took over from 2006 all the way now to this point, Super Mario Maker in between, but that's making levels. That's not necessarily creating something from Nintendo's teams that really tries to push things forward with the 2D Mario game. So it's been a long time, and I'm very happy that this game is doing that well. Very excited as well to play it myself and get into it. I will be playing, I will be streaming, and I will be having a review of the game once I've done beating the game and doing a lot of the stuff in there. So this is awesome to see. And this game, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, is scoring higher than many of the biggest games of the year so far. I mean, there's only a couple games with Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate that have scored higher than this one. I think everything else so far is underneath it. So crazy to see when it comes to major games. Super Mario Bros. Wonder right there at the top, and honestly, a big, real Game of the Year contender, which I felt that it definitely could be if the scores were up there, 90 plus, and it looks like that is exactly happening, which that is a whole nother video in its own right. But what are your thoughts on this, guys, when it comes to Super Mario Bros. Wonder and the reviews? How do you feel about it? You plan on picking the game up not at this point if you weren't based off of these reviews? Were you always going to pick the game up? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch review roundups and best Nintendo Switch games videos as well. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.